Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you've spent, any real time online, you probably realize it's this amazing place for connection. But wow, it also has this incredibly dark side. Today we're going to talk about 5 really unnerving posts, things that have surfaced from some pretty deep corners of the web. And these stories, they really blur that line between like digital anonymity and just horrifying real world stuff. So a warning up front, listener discretion is definitely advised here.
Yeah, absolutely. These aren't just one-offs or isolated things. They really give you a stark and often pretty disturbing look into humanity's darker side, amplified and shared globally.
Right. Our goal isn't really to sensationalize this stuff. It's more to try and understand the unsettling nature of what you can actually find out there, what gets shared, and maybe what that tells us about, us. Okay, so let's start with a case that's pretty recent, from late last year, September 30th specifically. A post pops up on 4chan.
4chan.
Yeah, exactly. That infamous anonymous image board, known for its sort of fleeting, often totally unmoderated content. Posts vanish super quickly. Anyway, this message was just this stark warning. Basically, if you live in the Northwest, do not attend school the next morning. Just that.
Threats like that, anonymous online threats, they happen sadly often, and a lot of people, you could understand why they just dismiss them, assume it's a hoax, right? But for law enforcement, it's this huge challenge, trying to figure out what's real malice versus just someone trying to cause panic in these spaces that change so fast.
And this is where it just gets truly chilling. The very next day, October 1st, a 26-year-old named Christopher Harper Mercer, he opened fire at a community college, Umpqua Community College in Roseburg, Oregon.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he killed 9 people.
9? Wow.
And then he himself was killed in a shootout with the police later that day. So the really eerie question is, was he the one who wrote that 4chan post? We'll probably never know for sure. There's no definitive link found, but the timing, the sheer coincidence makes that original post just profoundly disturbing.
It really does. The implication is just heavy.
Okay, so moving from that kind of anonymous threat, our next story takes us to a different platform. One that maybe feels a bit more familiar, but it definitely has its own really serious dangers. Craigslist,
yeah. It's got a reputation for some dark stuff, too.
Totally. You've probably heard about the whole Craigslist killers phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
People using the site's classifieds for, predatory reasons, leads to some awful crimes.
Unfortunately, yes.
So back in January of 2016, this really grim message shows up. Subject line was just, Tulsa here. And the poster, they thanked the city chillingly for allowing them their first kill, and then said they were considering doing it again.
Wow, just blatant.
Yeah, and they specifically added it was stranger on stranger. They claimed that would make it difficult for the police to investigate.
Okay, that stranger on stranger bit, that's significant.
How so? What does that tell you?
Well, it suggests a calculated approach. They're trying to minimize connections, right? Pick victims with no obvious link to them, leave fewer digital or real-world breadcrumbs.
Makes sense.
And for the police, without a reported missing person matching up immediately, without a direct victim identified, or any link, these kinds of anonymous, untraceable confessions are incredibly hard to investigate, let alone prosecute.
So it forces you to grapple with it.
Exactly. Was this real, even if unconfirmed? Or just someone trying to spread fear in a really disturbing way?
The authorities, they were alerted, they looked into it, but no bodies matching that kind of scenario were found. No arrests were made.
So it just hangs there.
Yeah, it just lingers, either a really, really alarming hoax or an unconfirmed confession floating out there online. Just unsettling.
Deeply unsettling.
All right, moving on from direct threats or these possible confessions. The internet also has corners that cater to, let's say, a darker side of human curiosity. Our next example is, it's different. It comes from a Reddit user. They posted about how much they enjoyed listening to a CD filled with recordings of violent deaths.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. The original poster actually described the contents, claimed it was 74 minutes of death rattles, 911 calls, people dying, screaming, crying, and being burnt alive.
That's hard to even comprehend someone enjoying that.
I know.
It's your first instinct is probably to just dismiss it, right? Say it's someone trying to get attention, trying to be edgy online.
Sure, yeah, trolling or something.
But the unsettling thing this highlights is, the reality is that people who genuinely do seek out and maybe even enjoy that kind of macabre content, they exist.
Right.
And the internet gives them this platform. It's remarkably unfiltered. We're kind of used to hearing about terrible things filtered through the news, maybe.
sanitized to some extent.
Exactly. But online, you can find this direct, raw exposure. And that level of access, that directness, can be really desensitizing and, frankly, just disturbing to think about.
That's a really sobering point, just the sheer accessibility of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so from consuming disturbing content, we turn to a case that actually weaponized online interaction itself. This next one, it's gained a lot of grim notoriety online.
Yeah.
Still gives me chills thinking about it. This is back in 2007. And again, the origin is 4chan.
4chan again. Seems to be a recurring theme.
It does, yeah. So an anonymous user posts an image. It's a picture of a young woman. And along with it, this bizarre, horrifying challenge. The post basically said, if anyone can correctly guess their own post number, I'll tell you where she's buried.
Oh my God. A game.
A game. And apparently guessing games like that about post numbers weren't totally uncommon on the site.
Right.
Just, random chance things.
Okay.
So people started playing along, trying to guess their post number. Until someone actually did it. They guessed the right number.
And then what?
The original poster followed through. They posted a set of coordinates, like GPS coordinates. And what happened right after that is just shocking. News reports started coming out pretty quickly about a body that had just been discovered. An 18-year-old woman named Emily Sander.
And the location.
The details, tragically, match the coordinates given in the 4chan post.
That is absolutely chilling. But the timing.
It's crucial, isn't it?
Explain that. Well, there's this ongoing debate, and it's pretty intense online, about whether that 4chan post with the coordinates was actually made hours before Emily Sander's body was officially discovered by authorities.
Wait, before?
Potentially, yes. If that timing is accurate, it just elevates the whole thing, doesn't it? It's not just some sick game after the fact.
It's like a public announcement.
Exactly, a premeditated public announcement of a murder, almost. Using that online anonymity as this twisted stage for a killer to reveal their crime. It's horrifying.
Truly horrifying. For our last story today, we're going to conclude with something that feels like maybe the ultimate violation.
Yeah.
Because it happened on a platform that almost everyone uses, a place most people think of as relatively safe, Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. This happened about 2 years ago over in the Philippines. A father, his name was Mark Alvin, he did something just unimaginable. He posted photos of his own 7-year-old daughter, Angel. Photos of her mutilated corpse right onto his Facebook page.
Hi. I don't even have words for that.
It's beyond comprehension. The reported motive, just as tragic, was that Mark was having serious problems in his relationship with his wife. She'd moved to Canada, apparently refused to come back after they argued.
Okay.
So Mark decided to unleash his anger, his rage on their daughter. And then he used Facebook deliberately to show his wife proof of what he'd done.
Using it as a weapon against her.
Exactly. It was even said that there was a gruesome video along with the photos. Thankfully, all of that content was eventually removed from Facebook, but just imagine stumbling across that.
The violation of trust there is profound. Social media, it's designed for connection, for sharing moments.
Right, birthdays, holidays.
Yeah, and to see it twisted like that, perverted into a tool for this unimaginable act of revenge and public exposure, it just shatters any idea that these spaces are inherently safe when that level of depravity takes hold.
Just awful. Mark Alvin, he was arrested. His claim afterwards was that he didn't recall his actions from that day.
A convenient lack of memory, perhaps.
Perhaps a chilling end to a truly horrific story. So we've gone through some really harrowing stuff today. A journey into the internet's darker corners, looking at these deeply unsettling stories. It really confronts you with the grim reality of what can be found, what gets shared online, and how those lines between just being anonymous online and horrifying real-world violence can get incredibly blurred.
Yeah, and if you sort of step back and look at the bigger picture here, these stories, they really underscore a critical point, I think. The internet, for all it's good, it also acts like this raw, completely unfiltered mirror. It reflects the entire spectrum of human nature back at us. And that includes the absolute darkest impulses. It really challenges us, doesn't it? To think not just about what we're seeing online, but how we react to it.
And our responsibility.
Exactly. Our responsibility in a world where honestly, the most disturbing content imaginable is often just a click away. It requires critical thinking, maybe more than ever.
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thank you for joining us for this pretty intense deep dive into these narratives. If these stories resonated with you, maybe made you think, and if you're curious about more unsettling narratives from the dark side, please be sure to like this, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs.
Definitely helps us bring more stories like these to light.
It does. Until next time, everyone, stay vigilant and please stay safe out there.